Hello guys, so this is part of my basic statistics video series, and today we'll be looking at partition. Uh, Partition includes measures like quartile, decile, and percentile, and to help us understand this, we'll consider an example. Using the data below, determine the 5 number summary, the 30th percentile, the 7th decile, the mode, mean, and variance, and then we can use all of these measures to describe our data. We solve this question using the following steps. We arrange the observation, then we obtain the 5 number summary. We also use the quartile position to achieve that. We compute the required percentile and decile, find the mode from the frequency table, then we'll calculate the mean and the variance and interpret the result. That's what we intend to achieve. So when we order the statistics, then from there we can get the observations to be 20 observations. Then we now compute the locator for our quartiles. Q1 is n over 4. Q2 is n over 2 and Q3 is 3n over 4. Basically, this is because our number of observation is even. So once we have even observation, we have n over 4 for Q1. Otherwise, if n is odd, we have n plus 1 over 4. So let's not forget that. So therefore, our Q1 is the locator for our Q1 is 5th. Locator for Q2 is the 10th and 11th. The locator for Q3 is the 15th. And if you go to that other statistics and we count, we locate our Q1 here. The 5th is 3. The 11th is 4. And the 15th is 5. That's the Q3. So we have Q1 to be 3, Q2 to be 4, Q3 to be 5. So our maximum number of the in the observation is 6, the minimum is 2. Hence the 5 number summary, minimum is 2, the Q1 is 3, Q2 is 4, Q3 is 5, and the maximum is 6. That settles the 5 number summary. So let's go to the percentile. For group data, to the locator for the percentile, pk equals to k into bracket n plus 1 over n over 100. Likewise for the decile, we have dk equals to k into bracket n plus 1 over 10. Since our n is 20, we have p 30th or the 30th percentile to be 30 into bracket 20 plus 1, which is 21 over 100. That gives us 6.3, and that is the 6th and the 7th observation. And the 6th and the 7th observation are both 4. Therefore, the 30th percentile is 4. Similarly, the 7th decile give us 7 into bracket 20 plus 1 over 10, and that gives us the 14.7. Therefore, the 7th decile is the 14th and the 15th observation, and both of them are 5. Therefore, our 7th decile is 5. The mode is the number with the highest frequency, and if you go back to the data, we'll notice that our mode is 5, having the highest number of frequency of 7. So to attend to mean and variance, the formula for mean and variance is summation of fx over n. You find your the frequency multiplied by the x values, and then you divide by the total number of observations. That is giving us 84 over 20, and that will give us 4.2. And then the variance, likewise, we'll compute our variance using the formula in the box. This formula here is the formula for variance. It's the simplest formula. There are other formulas that you can use to calculate the variance, but this seems to be the easiest, and that will give us our variance to be 1.26. So this is the description of our data. The mean is 4.2, median is 4, mode is 5, variance is 1.26, range is 6 minus 2, that is the maximum minus minimum, which is equal to 4. And then to describe the data, we'll see that our mean is greater than the median, and that shows positive skewness. And in this case, since the difference is not much, it is slightly positively skewed. So this is not, there is no obvious outliers because all observations lie within the range, right? The variability is relatively small, indicating that the numbers of children are concentrated around 4 and 5. And then we have the table showing our statistics from the mean for the minimum to the maximum to the percentile to the decile, mean, median, and variance. So